Hi friends, and welcome to the next video. In this video we're going to be talking about something very important and something I like to call the second dog on the bobsled. Alright, a great teacher of mine used to tell me, when I was a kid, when you're the second dog on the bobsled, all you see is ass. That was very funny at the time. It's still funny, but it's really serious in the world of drumming. Why? Because you don't want to sound like a copy of someone else. I think that's really bad. When I was coming up in the scene, I would see such craziness, like people trying to copy Vinny, for example. Even the way he looked with his glasses and the t-shirts and the hair. And Dave Weckl, another guy that people copied like really bizarre. I mean, even his haircut and his clothes and the way he sat and played, the way he hold. I never understood that kind of thing. And it's even worse musically, because everybody knows what you're doing. Every serious musician knows that you're like a copycat. It's just this weird fanboy bizarreness, And I was even at the Baked Potato one time, and Vinny was playing, and there was this guy, he was like watching Vinny like crazy, sitting there, and he's saying, stuff like, "I'm gonna catch up to Vinny. I'm gonna catch up to Vinny, man." It's like, what is that? What is that? I mean, it's bizarro to me. Catch up to, how can you catch up to anyone? What I think is happening is that we get caught up in the superficial aspects of drumming, especially in our Western culture. I hate to keep saying that, but man, that's where the majority of this happens. It doesn't happen so much in places where drumming is an incredibly deep part of the culture. They just have a different thing. So what do you do, if you're like a copycat guy? It's a pretty serious problem to get out of sounding like someone else. Even in New York, I've seen guys, fresh out of college who try to copy like Philly Joe, sound exactly like him. What is that? That is bizarroville. To develop your own voice is one of the most beautiful things you can do on this journey of drumming. So, how do you get out of copying? Okay, everybody knows that saying, there's assimilation, imitation, and innovation, or perhaps it's imitation, assimilation, and then innovation. It's a definite process, Everybody has kind of their heroes, and they try to copy them to a certain extent. And nowadays, it's even weirder, because I ask a lot of young guys, who's your favorite drummer? They don't even know. They don't even have a favorite drummer. They're like, I like this band, blah, blah. The band's got a drum machine, my friend, It's like, what? It's not even a band, it's some project, So, don't get me started. Anyway, copying is a natural part of a process, right? And there's much to be said about learning this way. You copy somebody and you kind of take on their persona for a while, but then you have to grow up and be a man, You just have to grow up. You have to find your own voice. Finding your own voice is like the journey in drumming that we want to take. Okay? How do you do that exactly? I think eventually what happens is it's a conglomeration, a mixture of your environment, the music you listen to, and the knowledge of drumming that you acquire through years and years and years of study. Eventually you kind of start coming up with your own language, your own vocabulary, but you have to know what drumming vocabulary is. If you watch this channel, you know that I always say rhythmic knowledge is the most important thing, because Rhythm is the universal thread that ties all styles together. You know, you can't copy every drummer in every single style. That's absolutely ridiculous. But if you have a thorough knowledge of rhythm, you can have your own vocabulary through different styles, and that helps to start develop your own voice, right, in different ways. And that's the most beautiful thing about drumming. Now, the side effect of that is that people will call you for your voice, okay? People will want to play with you because you sound a particular way, okay? Now, I'm not saying that you can't forego trying to blend in. For example, if you're playing a Broadway show or some kind of a show, I've done a lot of shows, you know. If you're playing a recording session, whether that's something very generic, you know, you have to fit into that mold also. But without having your own voice, what happens is that you reach a point in your life where you become totally sick of what you play. Okay, you don't have any joy. You lose the joy, and I'm not saying this lightly because I've seen it happen over and over and over in so many places in the world. You know, you start to hit 30, you hit 40. I mean, 30, 40 to 50. What? You're playing the same thing over and over. No wonder you're bored to tears. You know, yeah, not having discovered the true beauty of drumming at a later stage in your career is a real bummer. And I've seen guys suffer that tremendously, okay? So finding your own voice is not only for getting work, you know, but as you know, I've said many times, drumming is a spiritual journey. And if you have the drumming bug, it's not going away, all right? It's not going away. It's grabbed you and it's never letting go. You are a lifer, baby. You know. So if you deny yourself the opportunity to learn about rhythm, to learn all the beautiful things drumming truly has to offer, it's like you're playing with your legs tied and your hands tied. You're trying to do something, you can't do anything. You just copy. It's a real bummer. So the other problems arise when you try to play, you know, on the real pro circuit. If you really want to play and you get out there, you know, and people are going to say, man, this guy sounds too much like this other guy. He doesn't have a voice, you know. It sounds like, if I want Philly Joe or whoever, if I want Dave, I'll just call Dave. Okay? Weckl, I mean. So one of the most important things, and one of the things that will liberate you the most, is the study of rhythm. We're going to have another video here called The Real Math of Drumming. I don't know if you can see this. It's kind of far away. But this is kind of an eye-opener for many players, because to discover the beauty, the mathematical beauty of drumming is something super deep as well. You don't just think about eighth notes and quarter notes and, you know, fractions like that. There's so many things to discover. It's an infinite amount of vocabulary that you can play. And yeah, what more can I say than this? What my old teacher used to tell me: if you're the second dog on the bobsled, all you see is ass. You don't see the horizon, you know. Sorry if that's a bad word, YouTube. I don't think so. But you know, you really have to take that and digest it, because it will come back to bite you. You know where, eventually. And it takes away the joy of drumming. Okay, so the solution, once again, learn about rhythm. Don't do licks, don't copy licks, don't do the same licks everybody else is doing. That is pretty much a joke, you know, in the pro world. So yeah, that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed that. Lots more coming. If you want to know about rhythm, please join my lesson site. Only $150 gets you into the full year program. I have a lot to say about rhythm, how you can apply it, and how you can use it for the maximum creativity. Okay? Creativity comes from knowledge of the possibilities you can do. Okay. All right, friends. See you on the lesson site. Peace out.